pressure, but know that we got that hope. In case you feel defeated, in Jesus we got that hope. In Jesus we got that hope.
I've been snorting the lines that you've tweeted me. Been smoking your likes and comments like pipe dreams. The praises I received from Marys and Janes are never all they're cracked up to be. You see, every time I take one hit of affirmation, I'm itching for my next fix of recognition. My soul bears the track marks of people pleasing and desperation. I almost overdose at every poetry show because people tell me that I'm dope. And so I've come here today in hopes of bearing my troubles with those who share my struggles, because this is an AA meeting and we are all approval addicts. But God has been showing me that if I don't work on my character off stage, I will stand on stage portraying nothing more than a character. A caricature of a Christian who appears to be far more spiritual than I actually am. So I stand before you as a transparent and imperfect man, being humbled by the hands that hold me together even when I don't have it all together. I'm struggling with the sin of always wanting to be significant, and I'm sick of it. I wish my life spoke as loudly as my Facebook. I wish I praised him as loudly when no one was looking, when he is the only one who could see. I wish I was as thirsty to hear my Savior speak as I am for strangers to retweet me. I wish instead of seeking approval from people, I would seek to show myself approved to God, because truthfully speaking, I have a much easier time speaking truth on pages and stages than sharing truth as I stare into the faces of those God has placed me into an actual relationship with. So can I honestly say I love God and people if I want nothing to do with discipleship? Maybe all my super spiritual social media posts aren't fishing for men, they're just fishing for compliments. How ironic that we can all call ourselves followers of Christ and not actually follow him.
What?
Because who wants to walk when you can talk on a timeline? Spending all day online checking your notifications every 5 minutes, waiting on the world to applaud the depth of your spiritual life as if in God's eyes. You haven't really arrived until you had at least 5,000 followers and your video's gone viral. But why is the virus that Jesus gave his life to heal? And let's be real, Jesus didn't die so we could become somebodies. In fact, God left his throne to dethrone us and gave his life away and became a nobody. Born in a barn in the middle of nowhere to a nobody. Had no beauty or majesty to attract us, no money to entice us. The Son of Man didn't even have a place to lay his head. Instead of earthly success, he dressed himself in a towel, washed the earth off our feet, wrapped his divinity in humanity, and his majesty in humility. His infinity became intimacy. The motive of his ministry was love. Jesus did not go to the cross for applause.
Jesus.
He shed his blood for amens. His greatest sermon was lived out loud as crowds crowded around the cross with crosswords. The dying Messiah left them puzzled like crosswords. The king, deserted by his closest friends. His intent was to bless, not to try to be impressive. What a lesson for his ministry. That this mission is a calling and not a competition. So I pray I'm not up here spitting for the snaps and claps, but that the Lamb might receive the full reward for the lashes on his back, because sometimes I get it backwards.
What?
But I pray my motives back up my words, because it's absurd to think I could be full of the Spirit and myself at the same time.
What?
I'm here to remind you, fellow approval addicts, that God did not choose you for your goodness or giftedness, but you were accepted as a gift of his graciousness. That the payment for your sin was never intended to buy you a platform, but to make you his platform. It's the Lord, not his performers, who should be on display. Because as soon as pride walks on stage, God walks off. And the last I checked, only his word can cause the dead bones of a soul to rise to its feet, and only Jesus spitting can open eyes and cause the blind to see. I can drop bars, but only God can drop your bars and set the captives free. These spoken words might reverberate through this microphone, but when he speaks, he crackles the galaxies. The word that turned on light is heavy as gravity. So let the fact that he made you from dirt be the reality that brings you back down to earth, because you are way too small to be the center of your own universe. Because who are we? And who am I that he is mindful of me? Because God is the Most High, but though seated on high, his eyes are on the lowly. He gave up his one and only, knowing I would treat a 3 times holy God like number 2, and it's funny. I've spent my whole life trying to prove myself to people when God has already given me his stamp of approval through the blood of Christ. When will that start being enough?
Everybody in the building, everybody got a hand in the air. Everybody in the building, everybody got a hand in the air. Everybody in the building, everybody got a hand in the air.